Hello, welcome, good morning. My name is Ian.
Lauren.
Waving beside me is Lauren, and this is our Restore and Recharge practice. We recharge for pursuits like gardening, training, bike riding, and living a best local life. And what do we restore from? Most of the same. What do you recharge for and restore from? Let us know. Thank you for joining. And we'll start today with our breath and work from the tip of our head to the tip of your toes. Maybe tip of toes to top of head. That sounds a little bit better. But regardless, let's start in the middle. Connect everything with our breath. Get in your comfortable stance. We'll practice our nose breathing, gently closing the mouth. Breathe in through the nose for 4 counts. And exhale for 4 counts. Breathe in again. 4-second inhale. 4-second exhale. Continue your breathing as I talk here. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale and brace your abdominals. Now hold empty for 4, 3, 2. Keep your brace and breathe from behind that shield. Hold your brace, hold full. Exhale. For one more repetition, brace, breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale. You can hit yourself like Lauren, or just be nice about it, but turn on those abs and be able to breathe while also maintaining your brace. Practice those breathing techniques in our hinges and windmills today, but first let's start with our feet and then our head and neck. At our feet, in parallel, can you find the balls of the feet, those 2 pads at the front? Are your ankles sickled or bowed like mine, or can you pull the knees together, including those ankles at the bottom? Take time and slowly lower. Same but different. The heels. Extend those hips through and pull one heel at a time first to the shin or the dorsiflex action in the ankle. Press that foot down by squeezing your bum cheek forward and pull off the other side. Hold for 5 seconds. Push your bum forward to place the leg down. Now try both. Both what? Oh, both heels, that's all. So nice and slow. Try to find the heels on both feet, keeping the hips as stacked as we can, avoiding a hinge. Try one more time. Turn on that heel pad. Squeeze the butt or extend the hips through, and take time to place down. We'll come back to those feet in a second, and regardless of the walks that we get into, think of the heel pad, the big toe pad, and the pinky pad of the feet in our walks, and also in the planking or push-ups positions with the hands. At the head neck, start by looking softly forward. Take a soft gaze to the top and pull the chin down tight to the body, flexing the neck, sounding like Kermit the Frog, to flexion. Stay tight and extend the neck, keeping tension on the front as we look towards the ceiling. Repeat one more time, pulling the chin to the sternum, always tight to the body. Lauren has a really good visual demonstration of that. As we flex, connect towards the sternum, soften that attention, and look straight forward. Laterally flex at the head neck next. Incorporate a lateral bend. Pull to tall. Alternate to the other side. Lateral bend with our chin and face facing forward and to tall. One more time each side. Lateral bend pull to tall, repeat last time, lateral bend, and pull to tall. The last unique action at the head neck includes that rotation. Pull the crown tall and look over the blind spot of the shoulder and return to center. Grow tall as we rotate, looking lateral to center. And I've been biking a lot, as we said, with Lauren here. So looking over my left shoulder is an action that happens a lot. Looking over the right isn't as much. So after a ride, I'd take a couple repetitions and just look over my right shoulder. Do the things that are very particular to the task and also do the opposite. Let's get into the feet again. This time we'll take them for a walk. Start with a gentle heel strike out front. Press into that heel pad of the tripod. Find the pinky pad of that tripod and roll across the foot to the big toe. At that point, can you balance on 2 feet? Come down. Push off that back leg, fully articulating through the toes. Heel strike out the front. Articulate through. Lateral to big toes. And at that point, can we rise up onto 2? Find both. Yep, and find both heels then, and carry through the back. Follow Lauren for an extension. Continue with me for the basic. Lauren will try to find 1 foot and carry the other leg through, while we'll just come up confidently to 2 feet, return to the heels, push off the back, and carry through. It's about control. Slower is harder than faster. So take your time as you rise and lower. 2 feet, balls of feet, straight legs on the pull down, and then one last time. I did change my direction there, going backwards. Maybe you caught that, or maybe we'll let that sneak and play with that the next time. And come down and shake out. At the head neck, we'll connect some of those dots and draw some figure 8s. Start looking straight ahead. Slowly flex the neck. Reach towards looking at an armpit and continue to look straight over that shoulder, returning your nose to the ceiling. Pull in that flexion pattern as we pull the chin to the sternum. Switch your direction. Look at an armpit. Look straight across the shoulder. Slowly and safely continue to track the nose towards the ceiling or sky and pull back to a center or tall position. Alternate in an extension of the neck, looking up first. Now slowly look over the original shoulder, that's my right, and then I'll lower as to sniff the armpit. Slow scrape to center. Control the extension of the neck by continuing to pull down on the front. Extension through the neck. Slow rotation to the side. Looking at the armpit as we scrape across to center. Return to center and relax. Heel toe walks, continued. Toe heel this time though. Stand tall. Can we find 2 feet? Could we transfer to a single leg out front, onto both feet, and then slow lower? From here, can we rise up, find that single foot, land with our toe first, all the way down. Follow me for a regression for that skill, or continue with Lauren. For the regression, we'll stay flat on a single foot as we point to the forward and push through the back leg to transfer your weight onto 2 feet. Slow lower. Back up onto 2 feet like Lauren here. If we're with Lauren, we'll carry a leg through, tap out front, slowly pull yourself down with straight legs. Repeat, up, toe ball heel, on that lower and slow down. Lauren doesn't have a mic, so she just wants to run me over with the visuals today, and that's okay because she's doing a great job. We're on the balls of feet. Can we carry a leg through? Yeah, with that knee bend, amazing, and then slow down. We'll work on that again, but again, build that awareness through the foot tripod and core. Continuing tip to top here, tip to top, shoulders in the middle too. Arms in our soft elbows positions, down low, and first our scaption or shoulder blades. Elevate or shrug, and pull low. Retract, squeeze together, and drive or round forward. Now elevate, retract, lower, drive forward. Last elevate, retract, down, drive forward. Repeat the alternate direction. We'll pull back, we'll elevate, we'll drive forward, and pull. Dip back, elevate up, forward, down. Take those hands, open them towards that second position. Hands might be just a little bit lower than the elbows, and then the elbows are lower than the shoulder. From here, shrug, round forward, pull low, retract. Elevate up, forward, down, retract. Switch your direction as to go lower to press, protract forward, elevate up, and back, and down, and forward, and up, and back. Keep those hands, shoulder blades back, and continue to take the hands towards overhead. As we approach overhead, is the hips extended? Is the rib cage down? And can we maintain those soft shoulders? Take time and return to the low. Wiggle that out. Let's build one more walk today, our horse stance walk that'll prepare us for some weight transfers and some squats coming up later. Standing with our feet in our first position, take a step to the lateral in a toe, ball, heel way. Push weight.
Forward lateral, side, just side.
Forward lateral. So if we take a moment here, our knee is over the toe, we're encouraging that shape. We have a super straight leg on one leg, a bent knee on the other. If we look at the heels, the heel of the leg lateral is just about in line with my toe. From here, we'll pull into this diamond or plie shape and then reach out to the other side. Again, my heel to the toe and toe, ball, heel. Extend to the other side. Take a moment, cramp this leg straight, allow that knee to go towards over the toe. Now bring in. Maybe we can get lower. And from a lower position, we'll go toe, ball, heel, and slide across, encouraging knees over toes and hips extended. Pull in, slide out, toe, ball, heel. One knee bends as the other extends with glute crampedness. And I like 2 more repetitions here as we pull in, toe, ball, heel to the side. Hello?
Good day.
Hello. Cramp up this butt cheek and pull in and slide, toe, ball, heel. Cramp those glutes. Pull in. Are you in your good plie shape? Are you in our good plie shape, nice and up and down? In that toaster. And stand up. And relax. From here, I'd like to continue our efforts in our spine, working in our flexion and extension pattern first, and then into our rotation. Lauren will be doing these exercises from the floor, and I'll be performing them from a modified position with my hands on my knees, say in my hinge. With the hands on the knees or on the floor like Lauren, place the head in a neutral place to avoid excessive extension or too much flexion. Pull the shoulders low Start at the tip of the tailbone here and round or flex the lumbar spine without the upper back moving. I'm hiding my tail, if we will, but now I'm going to gently tip forward in my pelvis here, which will extend my lumbar spine and exacerbate this S curve in my back. From there, we'll tuck under the hips again, recruiting those low abdominals on the front to show that shape in the back. Hold for a second, and then reach away. And for me, from that standing position, that might be a little additional hamstring load stretch. I'd like to repeat that one more time as we talk to those low abs and flex the round lumbar spine and extend. Take time off hands, extend the hips through, give it a little wiggle. And from here, we'll continue to my toughest part of the spine, that T-spine.
T-spine.
Hands on knees again or hands on the floor. Find that neutral space for the back, which could include a slight curve, but maintain core stability here. Hands down, neutral head placement. Look at that same place as we flex or round through the upper back. Retract your shoulder blades just to pull together. And then keeping your head or eyes on the same place, try to push your heart forward or extend the T-spine. Relax that tension. Create more tension as we compress or pull the rib cage onto the hips. Maintain a long lumbar spine, core brace, and the heart sternum forward shape, T-spine extension, cow pose in yoga. Hold for a second. Relax. Repeat one more time by flexing or pulling. Compress the rib cage onto the hips. Brace the core and make this a super hard exercise to extend through those sticky points on most of our bodies being the rib cage and T-spine. Soften the tension away and return to a tall stand or a tall kneel. Yep. And relax. Next, we will rotate the spine. Lauren, do 1/4 turn maybe, and I'll face the camera as well. From a tall kneel or standing, any position you want. What do you want to be, Lauren? Wonderful. Tall kneeling will help lock these hips into place, as will my nice wide stance. Or even better, might be that pose right there. That said, we still might require a little bit of hip activation here or extension of those hips to combat the additional rotation. Keep your flashlights forward, and let's start with our hands across the chest. Take a breath in, rotate the rib cage with the head neck to keep the chin over the sternum and add a rotation. Return back to center. Same thing on the other side. Crown of head tall, add a rotation. Are your hips still forward? Take a moment, return to center. There are 12 vertebrae that we're really trying to work in through here. Each is allowed to have about 2 degrees of rotation. Try to move between those joint segments of the spine, allowing us to open up in a rotation. Let's continue 2 or 3 repetitions the same way. Establish to tall, take a breath in, add a rotation. With the hips forward, lightly side flex or bend to that new corner. Pull yourself tall by activating those abs and rotate the same direction by an additional degree or 2. Take that breath in, exhale on a side flexion, pull back up to tall, and perhaps one more. We rotate, check, our chin is over our sternum. We can side flex from here, pull ourselves back up tall, and pull with control to center. Relax the tension, take a moment with a breath, cramp up the glutes, add our rotation to our new corner. Exhale as we side bend and pull with those abdominals to tall. Keep those hips forward, Additional rotation. I think Laura and I are both finding our difficult side here as we add our side flex. Pull to tall. I need to keep this hip forward personally. Last one, same thing, side flex. Pull to tall and pull to center. Lauren was just saying, having a hard time disassociating the head and the neck.
Look how much I can rotate.
Turn the shoulders, turn the head, turn the shoulders, turn the head as a team. We want everything, and it is really hard to break that apart. For golf, you never want to move your head, and you might critique my golf swing, so maybe let's not even show that golf swing because it's 100 plus. From here, I'd like to get into our Jane Fondu exercises for our knees over toes exercises, and then our hinge. Stand in parallel. Breathe. Find those knees over toes. Lauren again has that great representation of being between the toaster at the face, the chest, the hips. The knees can get a little burnt on those edges, but the feet again are in that safe spot. Stay tall. Same thing on those toesies. When we elevate to the toes, avoiding our sickled ankle shapes, keeping the glutes squeezed or extended, and holding for 2 more seconds, and taking our time down. Let's put those 2 phases together as we bend those knees over the toes, press onto the toes, and tall stand. Slowly lower with straight knees. Repeat twice more of knee bends over toes, balls of feet, tall stand, ribs down, slow lower. Last repetition, knees over toes, balls of feet, nice and tall, reset. Let's place those hands in a port de bras position. Keep your rib cage down. Shrug shoulders once, pull them down, and just nice and slow, go towards your overhead. And if we're standing against the wall, we want to make sure that we're not going through our wall. Hold for 3 more seconds and control the arms back down. For this next Jane Fondu on a single leg, you may require a balance aid. First, find a balance on a single foot. For about 8 repetitions, we'll do the same thing as before, where we'll flex the knee towards over the toe, fully extend to a straight leg, and up to a balance, and down. And this is rep 2, and extend, and balance, and down. I'm told to slow down, which makes it harder though, Lauren. Good. So I might need my chair. There's 3. Knee. Straight. Pull up to tall. Down. Knee. Full extend with the hip. Pull to tall. And down. Knee over toe. Pull to straight. Balance. Reset. And straight, and up. Ooh. If you're fighting like me, I think that's 8. I'm gonna go to the bar. I'm gonna get more out of this exercise today if I have a little bit of a balance aid. I'm wobbling around too much for my liking, so I'm gonna go to the bar here. It helps not to look at something wobbly for sure. Here we go. So elevate the leg. We're pulling the knee towards over the toe. Cramping up with a straight, stiff knee, finding our balance, resetting. That's 1. Knee over toe, full extension of the hip, rise, reset. Knee over toe, press through to tall, up and down. Knee over toe, straight leg to a rise. Own it, reset it. Knee over toe, tall posture, balance, reset, and straight, balance, reset, and I think one more. Knees over toes, full extension of that hip, find our balance, and down. And always let it wiggle.
Oh.
Knees over toes, as in, say, the horse stance from before, and the weight transfers and squats. And also vertical shins, never having the knees go over the toes, as per our hinge protocol. Stand tall, chop those hips, ride the quads down, and place the hands on the knees. Are your forearms vertical in relation to the floor? Parallel with the shin bones. From here, hinge just slightly more, keep that long spine, and push the hips through, bracing at the top. Repeat, bum back, hinging on the hips, maintain your neutral gaze. Hands are touching shins, forearms vertical with shins. Push the floor away, create tension through the hips, and extend fully at the top. 2 more repetitions as you would hinge. Push the feet away to create tension between you and the floor. Extend to tall. And final repetition, push energy out to create tension and stability through the ground and the hips, and push out again to extend. And relax. Next, we'll use our get up as we get up and down from the floor, working on our arm bar skill for shoulder stability. For this exercise, we'll have a wood dumbbell. For Lauren,
I have imaginary ones.
imaginary, perfect. Sometimes it could be helpful to grab a light weight. A light weight could be a 4-kilogram weight, a 10-pound load. Having something to grip, packing the 100, then that's plenty. Imagination styles are important too. Have that load of your choice, imaginative or not, in a rack position. Drop the leg opposite into a controlled lunge. From here, we'll open that leg to the side, rotate on the hip, and hinge to the ground. If you have your load, is your forearm still vertical in relation to the floor? From here, sit under that load to the elbow and to the back. If you have your load or pretend, let's press it to the top.
I changed arms.
This is our arm bar. From here, we'll challenge that overhead flexion, arms towards overhead, parallel with the floor. Pack the shoulder of the arm that's pointing to the ceiling and extend through the hip, initiating the roll. With the arm vertical in relation to the floor, unhook that back leg and place the toe down and then the knee. Make sure that this is okay on that overhead arm and screw in with the armpit of the loaded side. Push your knee from the hip across the floor as we open up in a rotation, and then pull across the ground to return the hips to stacked. Repeat for 2 more repetitions as we extend the hip, incorporating a twister rotation, and pull back to stack. Repack the shoulder, and for 1 last repetition, we'll slide across, take a breath, pull back to stacked hips, take time to return to our back, 2 hands on, pull down, and switch to the other side. On the other side, we'll start in that cuddle position, and from cuddle, we'll go to the back. Press to the ceiling, maintaining our shoulder blade set, and then flex the shoulder or arm overhead on the alternate side. Extending through the hip, push through the ground, head on the arm. Take a moment, unhook that foot out the back, a soft foot and knee down on the other side. Maintain that shoulder pack and extend in a rotation as you reach away from center. Make sure we can breathe and pull the knee back. Repeat, extending the hip in this rotation. Breathing, breathing, maintaining the arm vertical and safe overhead on the ground. Last repetition, we'll extend through the hip. We'll pull back to center. Return to our back now. 2 hands on the bell. Pull down. Leave the bell or object on the floor and return to our back. From here, I had the load on my right side originally, so I'll start there with my right hand facing the ceiling in my get-ups position. From here, we'll extend the hip, pushing away and pulling on the floor to our tall sit. From our tall sit, we'll sweep as you bridge away from the floor, sweeping a leg underneath, extending the hip through. Square up the lunge, take time to stand and pull down. I'd like to repeat that armbar in a moment, but first let's review 2 Jane fondues. On a single leg, leg out front, bend a knee. Stand up tall. Let the leg go out front on account of the bending knee. Knee bends, leg out front, and extend. Other leg, same thing. Leg moves out front on account of the knee bending. Encourage that knee over toe and straighten. As you can see, Lauren's upper body is vertical, which is the best. And to tall. Now let's add to that. Return to the original leg, grip the floor heavy. Bend that knee, sending the alternate leg to the front. Now open that leg up to the side, extending those hips forward, close to the front, keep the leg out front, and extend the hip. Twice more. Knee towards over toe, reach that leg out lateral and wide. Pull to center, try to keep it right there and extend the standing leg. For one more time, we'll encourage knee over toe, which might send that leg further forward. We'll open up to the side, hold, pull to center, keep it out there, extend the standing leg, square up the way we felt for us both, and pull underneath. Other side. It's definitely going to move in, but our intention is to keep it out front. Other side, same thing. The knee goes to the front on account of the knee that bent. Reach, stiffen this leg out to the side as we reach away, then pull back into center and extend the standing leg hip, keeping the leg out front. The leg in the center will bend on the knee. Reach out of that hip, sending that leg to the side or second. Hold for a second, pull to the front, keep it out front, extend the leg. Knee over toe, open to the side, pull forward, and extend. Pull that leg in and relax. Incorporating our single leg balance on the hinge, follow along. Maybe grab your rolling pins that are right beside your coffee table there. So working on a single leg, we'll hinge. Follow me for regressions. Lauren will work on a single leg the whole time. For me, I'll open my stance and set up my 2-footed hinge. At that point, I'll transfer weight to one leg, reach it back, hold for a second, and extend the hip through. Reset in a slightly wide stance for me. Set up your hinge. Alternate legs by taking the other leg to the back, hold for a second, and extend or stand tall on that standing leg. Twice more as I widen my stance, set up my hinge, and transfer my weight to the original leg. Slide the leg out the back, maintain the integrity of your hinge as we extend through. Last time, setting up our hinge, pushing the bum back, maintaining shins vertical. Transfer the weight to that single leg, lengthen, and extend. Now, take that bell, actual or imaginative, and place it again in this X position. The forearm in this position is vertical. Maintain vertical forearm in relation to the floor as we continue our get-ups. The leg you can touch, drop down into our lunge. Vertical check. Open to the side. Vertical check. Set up that hinge. This is a hard move to keep that arm vertical. Vertical-ish. Then we sweep through. Elbow might connect to the hip. And then find an elbow. Maintain that forearm vertical. And press away. Press that imaginary load or light load to the ceiling. And let's do our arm bar one more time. Flex overhead. Push into a roll. Return the leg across the body. Keep the shoulder pack and extend the hip in a rotation as you reach away. Hold for a second. Return the hips to stacked. Shoulders and hips stacked, arm vertical. 2 more repetitions as we extend through the hip or reach to the side and pull back to tall. And last repetition. Who feels a massage / foam roll feeling on their quad on the bottom side? I love it. I know that's not always awesome, but try to enjoy that. Now take your time. Unhook a foot, roll to your back, 2 hands on, pull down. Alternate to the other side, and last set of repetitions here. Press to tall, arm overhead. Extend through the hip, initiating the roll through the bent leg. Place the head on the arm, take the foot and place on the other side. Maintain your shoulder pack, and then initiate the roll or the extension across the body. Return to stack. Pack the shoulders to avoid our elevated shoulders. Reach and rotate. Pull back to stack. And final one, reach across. Return to stack. On the back. 2 hands on. Pull it down. And control. For the last get up here, return to the side that you haven't done, which is my left. And I'll place my left hand to the ceiling. And I'll keep the arm vertical in relation to the floor the whole time. Extend through the hip and pull onto the elbow. Transition to your tall sit, your bridge to sweep. Slide up the leg, square up the hips, stand tall, and pull down. Getting into our windmill hinges. Kettlebell, maybe. So we have our kettlebell as a target for today, or we could have our imaginary load in our rack. Back up so your knuckles don't get chopped off. Cool. From here, we'll set up our feet. If we're in Lauren's stance, where we're pretending or having a load overhead, start here. If you're with me, set up your feet where Lauren will get, with 1 foot facing this wall and the other foot approximately 45 degrees or to 10 o'clock. Listen to your hips. Make it up as we go. Make it up as you go in regards to your hips. From here, we'll chop. The front leg stays bent at the knee. The back leg is very straight. From here, we'll hinge. We'll grab onto that target, create a little bit of tension, let go, and extend through the hip. Repeat, chopping or hinging on the hip, soft knee on the front, stiff leg on the back, This time, lift onto that load, preload, and can we lift it away from the floor. Return in the hinge with tension and control. Stay low, pack shoulders, preload, core brace, one last lift to tall. Set up our hinge for the last time. Body weight up or barehanded up. Take a moment, reset, and same thing on the other side. The handle is parallel with our foot. The heel placement is about on the same line. From this place, we'll soften this leg. We'll hinge on the hip with a straight back knee and rotating to our windmill hinge. Feel the preload. Don't leave the floor with it, but feel a little bit extra tension. Let go. Extend the hips to tall. Repeating 2 more with our hinge, where this time we'll preload, pack a shoulder, extend that hip as we lift away from the floor. Return to the floor with control, keeping our rotating pattern safe. Preload, tension up to tall, and return. In our rotation, barehanded, return to tall, and shake. Working on some weight transfers. Start with our feet in our first position, and from first, tendu out to second. At second, let's revisit that horse stance, where we shift weight forward, knee over toe, and with the assistance or not, can we lift a foot away from the floor? 3, 2, soft down, pull across, keeps the hips level. From this side, can we do the same thing and create tension and lift off a single leg? Place down, pull across, maintaining hips level, extending through the hips, reaching away from the floor. Toe ball heel as we pull across, keep the hips extended or forward, lift away, hold, toe tap down, pull to center. One last time each side. Sorry for that pause, Lauren. As we lift up and hold. Woo, toe ball heel. Pull across. Keep those hips level. Toe ball heel. Try to keep up with Lauren. Pull center. Push the floor away to stand up. Heel toes in. Repeat one more time on our windmill, loading Lauren's racks position, maintaining our forearm vertical. Did you extend your arm? We could extend the arm overhead too. If we are, making sure the shoulder isn't shrugging. I'll return to my load on the ground, repeating for 3 repetitions of our windmill. Set up a foot parallel with the handle.
I gotta pick up my bell.
The instep, Lauren's picking up that bell, 100 pounds of it. Pow! Parallel handle foot. Heels on about that same line in your windmill hinge. Set up that hinge. Lauren's hip is coming towards me. As I go into my hinge, preload, extend to tall. Hinge, pushing the hip back, maintaining our soft knee in the front, preload, to tall. Cramp those glutes, brace the abs. Repeat one last time as we go low, preload, and to the top. Maintain your core tension as we hinge to the last time. Barehanded, return to standing. Final repetition of our windmill today. Get that handle placement just right. Get the foot placement just right. The bell is about touching my arch. My heels are about in line.
Sorry.
Lauren can't wait, so here we go. Set up our hinge, stiff knee in the back, the preload, up, and lift with the hips to full extend. Take time as you slowly hinge and lower to the ground. Pull the shoulder, preload the body, and drive to tall. Repeat last time. Soft knee in the front, straight knee in the back, rotation, preload, drive to tall. Return to the ground if you're loaded like me. Barehanded up, chuck it away, and one more time in that weight transfer to finish. Start in parallel to first to second. If we step too big, we can't go anywhere. That is a very tough task now. However, if we step small, we may be able to handle that a little bit better. Link these places that you may be flexible enough to get into, but that we can match it with some strength. Starting first, and from first to that second. Press a knee towards over the toe. I'll have to go smaller, I can feel that already. And then lift and hold for 3. Push your left bum cheek forward, Lauren. Yes. Then down. Then pull across to the other side. Keep the straight leg cramped up and reach it away. Reach away from center. Toe, ball, heel. Stiffen the leg that's straightening with the butt. Weight transfer to the side. And again, lengthen, shoot energy out of the toe. Toe, ball, heel. We pull across. Stiffen the straight leg. Hold the balance. Toe, ball, heel. Push across, cramping those glutes. Lifting, shooting energy out of the toes. Toe, ball, heel. Last one each side. Down. Push across. We have one more each side, I think. I know I lied. Who's with me? One more time over here. And I'm going to finish one more time the other side here. Last time. Hips forward. Lift up. Tap down. And now we can do that. Wiggle those out too. Thank you very much for joining today's Restore and Recharge practice. Lauren had a new haircut. I know she wants to share that. People say I need one, but I think it's cool.
It is.
It's cool. I'm not cool, but at least my hair is. So thank you again for joining. This has been Restore and Recharge. We have sessions later today to check out in the archive, add some play to your practice, and enjoy some handstands or challenge yourself with some handstands. We have beginner kettlebell and bodyweight later today as well at 5 o'clock. Share with a friend, share with a family member, but most importantly, thank you for sharing with us. Let's train simple, let's stay strong, and keep up your membership and subscription to Bars and Bells. I'm Ian. This is Lauren. We'll be back again. Stay strong, stay dry, and have a good day.